What's up, guys? Lore here with more Heart of the Swarm beta action. I am really excited to be casting this game. Down in the southwest corner here, we have our good buddy T-Funk, otherwise known as ThorZain. You may know him from winning a whole ton of different tournaments, and uh-oh, who's this up over here? Oh, it's IdrA! Oh, we've got ThorZain versus IdrA, EG's IdrA, in the northeast corner. Playing as the blue Zerg. I am stoked for this match. Are you guys stoked? Just ignore that over there. That didn't happen. I am stoked for this match. Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm forgetting things like, hey, don't show how long the replay is actually going to last. Let's pull this up here. T-Funk. I love that name, T-Funk. So, this map, I actually forget the name off the top of my head. I keep forgetting it. I look at it. I believe it's called Howling Plateau or something along those lines. I keep looking at it and then forgetting exactly what it says immediately afterwards. But this is I'm actually really excited to see what IdrA ends up doing in terms of his expansions here on this map, because as I've mentioned in other games, we have this relatively normal, relatively easy to take second base, and then you can come down here and take this third, or you can move over here to this third. Now, there are these destructible rocks blocking off this entrance here. And then over here, we have these collapsible rocks, which you can knock down and block this off. So this could potentially be a relatively secure third for IdrA to take if he wants to go for a fast third, because then he only has this entrance to worry about, which obviously has to come right past his natural anyway, as long as he can keep eyes on these other destructible rocks if he were to choose to collapse that rock tower. It only has 500 health, which let me check real quick. Yeah, that's actually much less than the 2,000 that the destructible rocks have. So that could be very interesting. Really curious to see what IdrA ends up doing. Really curious to see what ThorZain does as well. If he just builds Warhounds and kills absolutely everything, like most Terrans that we've been seeing. So spawning pool now up for IdrA. That looked like it went down at about 15 or 16. We have a very fast expansion coming up for ThorZain. I'm gonna call him T-Funk because I love that name, as well as this barracks coming up from Mr. T-Funk, and of course his supply depots as per normal. Very normal. It looked like a command center first opening for ThorZain. Very normal opening for IdrA as well, as per what we would usually see in Wings of Liberty. The interesting thing about Heart of the Swarm so far is that early game really hasn't changed too much, at least at this stage in the beta. I imagine over time we will eventually start to see people changing away from what you normally do, just because they can expect certain things later on, or they want to, like, as people start figuring out like strange Warhound timings and stuff like that. I imagine we'll start to see the early game start to differ a little bit, but for the moment everybody's been playing pretty much the same way. We even have a very normal bunker coming down here for ThorZain, just for that little bit of extra protection, because they do only eventually end up costing you, what, like 25 minerals. So not a big deal for that. And we got this Marine down here as well. And double orbital command. He's actually going to finish both orbital commands at almost the exact same time, which is another very nice thing about that very early command center opening. Popping out Marines. No add-on just yet. He's actually sitting at about 400 minerals. Is he going to go for... he is. Wow, a very fast third command center. I'm almost wondering if he's going to do what I was talking about possibly IdrA doing earlier. If he's going to come over here, kill these... where are they at? Oh, they're right in front of me the whole time. Kill these collapsible rock towers, or those collapsible rocks, and see if maybe he'll do something like that too. That could be very interesting. Lots of gas too. He's got 4 gases going up in the works right now. Lots and lots of gas. Lots and lots of gas. Meanwhile, IdrA is not doing too much just yet. He's obviously been droning pretty well. He's starting to get there. 5 workers on this one, and 16 workers already on that one as well. His only gases are at his expansion, which is an interesting choice. Don't know if that's particularly good or bad, but it's interesting. He is starting to spread his creep over towards this third base. So it looks like both players are going to go for a very macro-heavy playstyle. And in fact, he has a Roach Warren now in the works and an Evo Chamber right up here at the front, just begging to be shot at. It is very nice, though. It does help him wall things off a little bit better. And I have to commend him on his Overlord spread as well. I mean, I know it's freaking IdrA. He's going to do well at stuff like that. He's been playing Zerg since forever. But I do really love seeing stuff like that. I think even in the pro scene, not enough Zergs are spreading out their Overlords just to cover as much of the area as they absolutely positively can. with the Overlords. You still see people with all of them like bunched up in the corner here, especially past about the 10 to 15 minute mark. So anyway, we got a couple of factories now up for ThorZain. He's got his tech lab in the works. Second factory on the way as well, so I would not be surprised. There's a reactor right there, actually. I wonder if he's actually going to go for Blue Flame Hellions. We saw in another game with Rift not too long ago. Or, excuse me, Riff. I called him Rift. Another game with Riff where the Hellions, the Battle Hellions, and he is actually going to move that over there and drop that factory on that reactor. So I'm hoping we get to see some Blue Flame Battle Hellions. Those are so good against Zerg. We got double Hellions coming out right now. Please, please, ThorZain, I am begging you, start that Blue Flame upgrade. He's just barely shy of the minerals. Just needs 150 minerals to start it. Come on. Nah, he's not gonna do it. Anyway, this Overlord. Oh, maybe he's waiting for this. Maybe let's wait. Let's see. Kill that Overlord. And siege mode. Damn it. I was really hoping that was going to be Blue Flame because I really wanted to see some Blue Flame Battle Hellions. But looks like he's instead going to be working into a very fast siege mode. He's already popping out a couple of... Wow, he's actually got 3 factories up. I don't know how I missed that third one. He's now got Warhounds popping out already. So very nice. Meanwhile, IdrA over here, he is taking this hatchery and he is going to come over here and collapse these this rock tower. I love that. I love that little bit of extra strategy you can do now. Interestingly enough, ThorZain is taking his third orbital down to this forward base here. It's a very aggressive approach. Obviously, he's going to be pushing along through this pathway. Yeah, he could come around that way, but it does still make this along his push path, which generally would indicate that he's wanting to be somewhat aggressive. Also, the fact that he's attacking would generally indicate that he wants to be somewhat aggressive. That's usually an indication you could take out of that. He's going to come over here and start poking at these collapsible rock tower debris, but that does say But that does have 2,000 health instead of the 500 that the other thing had. So it's going to take a minute, and obviously IdrA has spotted that as well. So he's just going to put some damage on it and decide to back off, I suppose. I don't know if he spotted this bunch of roaches moving out, or if he's just feeling lucky. He might have done a scan or something and been able to see it. Oh, that's 2 Hellions down right away. Those Warhounds are looking scary, but not for that many roaches. IdrA could theoretically take that out in a hurry. He's going to swing around down here to the south side, and he's got him pinched off. There's a siege tank down there, but it's not close enough to be able to defend this base, and more roaches streaming in from behind. Oh, IdrA is killing 2 of those. That's a lot of roaches, IdrA. So many roaches coming out for IdrA right now. Just tearing that apart. He's going to be able to take this out. The siege tank is moving up. There's a Thor down there as well. And that orbital is going to lift off. But the damage, that's damage done. That's 2 free Warhounds, as well as forcing the lift on that. It's just going to land again. But forcing the lift on that third while IdrA gets his third up and running as well. Already 17 workers on that third expansion. And is he looking to take his 4th sometime soon? Quite possibly. There is creep absolutely everywhere. He has pooped all over this map. So very strong showing from IdrA so far in this. Coming in here to do some more damage to that orbital. Lift it, ThorZain. Ooh. It is on fire, but there are plenty of SCVs there. He should be able to repair that, no problem. Oh, but IdrA dropping the creep. He's going to have to kill that Overlord and then wait for the creep to go away before he's going to be able to actually re-land that. Very nice move from IdrA. I love stuff like that. And even if we check down over here, he's got creep dropping all over this thing as well. I don't think that actually blocks anything where it is. That might be a misrally, but still. That's just good to see. I love seeing that. Oop, we got a scan somewhere. I didn't get to see where it was. Oh, there it is. Scan in the main actually doesn't reveal much of anything at all. Oh, that's very nice. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not, but that actually showed the radius on that scan. Very interesting. I believe that's actually new to Heart of the Swarm. In fact, let's check ThorZain's vision real quick. Wow. ThorZain does not know anything. ThorZain is completely in the dark. He doesn't know. I mean, he can assume, obviously. He's a good player. He's going to assume at this point that I just got a third up. I don't think he may not assume that there's this 4th. That was a lot of roach aggression earlier on, and oh, here come the swarm hosts. Those locusts come in there. They do so much damage, and they're also, because he's attacking with siege tanks, they're causing splash damage onto the SCVs as well. Let's actually go ahead and check the units lost tab real quick. If I can remember which one it is. There we go. That is 12 workers killed for IdrA so far. 0 workers killed for Mr. ThorZain. And more swarm hosts are coming in here. These guys, they suck to deal with. Oh, is that one going to be able to burrow in time? No, it is going to die. And now we've got a whole nice big old mech army here from ThorZain. Plenty of these Hellions, plenty of Warhounds coming in here, and the siege tanks as well. But he doesn't have vision on these swarm hosts. They are burrowed, much like a lurker would be in Brood War. They do burrow, and they're able to do a bunch of damage. And honestly, those locusts they send out, oh, he's going to scan, come in here and start taking some out with the Warhound. But he actually almost lost one to those couple of locusts that came out. Those locusts hurt. They hurt a lot. They're another thing being, we've actually got the swarm hosts are being nerfed in the next beta patch, as well as the Warhounds are being nerfed in the next beta patch. Going to try and pull that one back just in time. Does actually manage to save that one, but unfortunately he tried to burrow right in front of a scan and then died. But now in come the roaches, doing tons and tons and tons of damage, but it may actually not be enough. The Warhounds are chewing through them, the siege tanks are chewing through them as well, and wow, ThorZain has repelled this attack. He's going to be able to take out, oh my god, they just barely got away. And nice little transfuses there from the Queen. Didn't actually lose any of these. I think he lost one over here. But other than that, no more swarm hosts left. Oh no! That hurt to watch. Miss rally on those swarm hosts went directly into that mech line. Very aggressive little action there. Actually managing to take out another Hellion as well. I mean, whatever, it's a Hellion, but still. Interesting. Very aggressive play from both players. Now IdrA's going to pull back. He has a ton of swarm hosts. Let's just go ahead and point out the fact that he now has, what would that be? He's got, I don't know why it splits him into two things, but he has a total of 13 swarm hosts at the moment. I believe it actually separates them into burrowed and unburrowed, which is a bit weird. No, that wouldn't make sense either. Oh, yeah, no, it would. Okay. It's a bit weird that works that way, but still. 13 total swarm hosts and 6 more in production. We do have a lot of upgrades now coming though for ThorZain. He's already at 2-2 on his vehicle weapons and vehicle plating, and he's got 3-3 about halfway done as well. So that'll be really scary once that finishes. Checking IdrA's upgrades, he is at 2 Zerg ground carapace. Let's try and catch one of these, and 2 he's at 2-2 as well essentially, and working on 3 on his missile attacks. Doesn't look like he's working on finishing up that 3rd carapace just yet, but still, with all the roaches and the locust damage, that's going to be quite a bit of damage as well. So we're gonna be looking at a max upgraded army here real soon, and we're actually looking at it right now. It's fighting right now and chewing through. ThorZain's actually doing tons of damage, being able to drop down those scans as well, taking out the remainder of these swarm hosts. That hurts IdrA so hard right now. IdrA says, "This is so silly." I agree, sir. This is very silly. So much damage being put out by those Warhounds. That is a total of 10 Warhounds now. He's going to chew through that and probably come out in here and take out this mostly defenseless 3rd expansion, or may even turn around here and take out this 4th as well. He can go either direction at this point, and there really isn't much that IdrA can do about it. He is almost maxed, but this massive army that ThorZain has available, the Thors, the siege tanks, the Warhounds especially, just chews through everything that IdrA can throw at him. He can't even get the locusts in range to spit before they die. So much damage potential, and yeah, ThorZain's just going to walk up over here and kill this thing in a big frickin' hurry. He's sieging up the tanks in the back. He's actually left a couple of Thors and a few tanks back there as well. He's just moving up over here to take this thing out. Yeah, sorry, those couple of Hydras aren't going to do any good. A little bit more. They're streaming in 1 unit at a time. I feel like IdrA has already resigned himself to lose this game at this point. Maybe can pull out something crazy. I mean, he is building 18 roaches right now, and roaches, I've seen roaches do the best so far against Warhounds. Ironically, siege tanks actually do really good against Warhounds, which doesn't make any sense. And Banelings, for some reason, work pretty well against Warhounds. But I don't think there's anything that 23 roaches can do about this. Actually, he's actually thinned this out quite a bit. He's now going to take out... No, just barely not take out. Okay, yeah, there he goes. Now that last Warhound is going to fall. That last Thor is going to fall. And IdrA has left the game. So I guess he just got tired of it. There wasn't really anything else going on. But he has just decided, you know what, screw this. I've had enough of that. It was a very IdrA move to just go ahead and leave the game. Just looking around the map, I mean, ThorZain, I would say ThorZain definitely had this one at this point. He'd managed to clean up IdrA had managed to clean up the rest of that attack. There was only a couple of siege tanks down here at that point, and this Thor up over here. But we look down over here, there's still a bunch of stuff. Battle Hellions, actually. I would have loved to have been able to see the Battle Hellions, and I was hoping for some Blue Flame Battle Hellions earlier also. And I mean, we even look at the units tab. It is pretty clear that ThorZain had a lot of stuff. Even looking at the supply, ThorZain had a lot of stuff. IdrA not so much. So GG's to both players. I will see you guys in the next game.